Come here, push up. That's it, push up, girl. Push up. Come on, in the shed, come on. Good morning guys, cows are in the shed, we're just about to start milking them. But today we're going to do something a little bit different because we haven't been supplying milk and we're not going to today either. But we're going to test all the cows for their cell counts. We've got the meter here, that's what I grabbed before. So we're going to test each individual quarter and see what they're doing. If there's anything high we can obviously treat it or keep their leg ropes still on. And these are the cows up here, so I've written all the cows that have calved in the last 4 days that are still withheld due to colostrum, so they won't be going in the vet. So everything that's not on that board can get its leg rope cut off and checked really.
There's more of a chance for us to be graded the first couple of pickups because yeah, until we see what sort of results coming back. So Andrew's going to check all the cows for somatic sow count this morning.
We haven't been graded in the last couple of years. We weren't graded last year. We were the year before because of cell count issues, but it wasn't at the start. But if you are going to have a problem, like Dad said, it's usually in the first couple of pickups. We don't know what the cell count's doing for the cows, so that's why we're just going to go through this morning and check everything. And we will start putting milk in the vat tomorrow morning, which is Sunday, and then we will be picked up for our first pickup of the season on Monday night. It will take a while this morning. This cow's 3148 to get up and have a look, and she's not on the list, so I can check her. So she's got this leg rope around here. We just put baling twine around their legs, not tight, it moves, it doesn't cut any circulation, and I will check that now and cut it off if she's good. I've just checked all her quarters. What happens is that I squirt a quarter in there, press the button test, tip it out, and then I do all the rest of the other three of them, and it brings up these which say that all the quarters are in the 6s, and that's fine. So 6 is fine. Anything above sort of 9 or 8 above maybe we would look at. If it's over 10 it needs treating. Usually you just get a quarter that spikes, and now if she did have something, I mean, and so now she's all good. I'm going to cut this rope off. There it is. And she is good to go into the vat tomorrow morning. I just had to whack my hand down the drain because this morning we were checking the cups and the black stopper's gone off this one, so we're not quite sure where. We think possibly a cow's been nibbling on it and chewed it off or eaten it. It's the only really explanation, because the end here is wide enough and the cows usually do come and stand. They like to look over there, so it's a bit of a bummer, but luckily the cups down in the other shed are exactly the same as these, so we'll go and rob a part off it. So everything's looking pretty good, nothing's abnormal. If they are a little bit high, say in the 8s, like all the quarters were in the 8s, I would probably just leave the leg rope on for another day or two and test them again. I obviously haven't got mastitis, they're just a little bit high. So what happens with all the milk that comes from those cows, we put it in these drums here. Need to switch it over. Oops. It's a bit hard one-handed. And I will begin to pump that over to the calf shed soon, and I'll show you what happens over there with it. It's a pretty soupy morning out here too. Fog will probably come in harder than this when the sun comes up. But everything's going well this morning, which is good. Heifer number 57. Nice and easy. So that's filling up. Look. So I've just started pumping milk over because I don't think we're going to have enough space in those 2 drums. I think we might overflow it. So I'm just going to pump it over and put it in a drum over here. Hungry little fellas. So the milk I pump over gets put into this drum here, which I feed or use to feed the calves, and then any surplus, so most of that milk will be surplus, we'll put it in this big green tank and use it later on in the tow behind calf feeder. There's no point tipping it out because it's perfectly good milk and it will store fine in there. You've just got to agitate it. They're all good. All 6s. And look, it's 22. She has calved. We drafted her out 2 days ago, took her to the shed. We left her for the morning and she hadn't calved, so we took her to the shed that afternoon and just pulled the calf out. Everything was facing the right way, so it wasn't too bad, but it was just a really, really big bull calf. So it was good to get out of her. We gave her a bag in the side just to be preemptive. We thought she might have gone down with milk fever, so we didn't really want that, so we gave her a bag and she's sweet as. She's been fine ever since. I can actually hear cows mooing, which isn't a good sign. I might have to go and check on them because I think they might have broken through. That's usually what happens. 1 or 2 might break through and the rest want to go. They don't usually moo like that in the morning, so something's not quite right. They haven't broken out, so that's a good thing. Not quite sure why they're mooing like that. Maybe it's the other cows. But while I'm here, I'm just going to shift them. My bike needs to go to town too. The electric start won't go. And the first gear's a little bit playing up. It won't go into first very easy, so needs to go back to town for that. They're done. Just go and check the calving mobs now. So I've actually been using these cows to clean up sort of some of the steeper paddocks, since they're not supposed to calve till another, is it 10 days, 10 or 11 days. I've been going around the steeper paddocks cleaning them up, and then once they're a bit closer we will put them on the flat paddocks for calving. While I'm at the shed here, I thought I'd explain that, oh, I'm going to swing back, there is a limit that you have to reach minimum litres wise to supply. I think it's something roughly like, yeah, 500 or 600 litres. I might look that up and I'll put it in here. But mainly the reason that is because if we look inside the vat here, Dad's just washed the inside of the vat, so it's ready to go for tomorrow. And there's the stirrer, so we'll turn it on, that switch, and that just agitates the milk. And the minimum supply is really so you get above that limit and the milk doesn't freeze, which can happen in the bottom of the vat. I did see that happen to one of my friends last year, which would have sucked, having to unfreeze milk in the bottom before milking. But I suppose it's efficiency for the milk tankers too. Like if we was only supplying 200 or 300 litres, they'd have to go and pick up, you know, 30 or 40 farms to get a unit load. So the less the better, I guess. And it's turning into a beautiful day once this fog burns off. It'll be mint. Dad's just finishing up, cleaning up, and then we'll go and see how many calves we got this morning.
Come on in the paddock, there's a gate down there. Come on, we go.
We had 5 heifers calved this morning, so we drafted them out. I've taken the calves back to the calf shed, and now we're just going to head down to the cows because the heifers are only just there, so we do it on the way. It's quite a big day for us, 5 heifers. A really big day would be sort of somewhere between 7 and 8. It has been fairly slow with that mob, so 5's good. We knew it was coming. It makes life a little bit hard when you've got to teach 5 new cows how to get in the shed and to milk them. They sort of are a little bit kicky to start off with. But it's good, they got to calve at some point, so why not now?
Oh, there's a calf here. Hey little fella.
Small calf, this one, but it's a heifer, so 92 had this calf. 234 had the big, so B collared calf, and 92 had the other one. I better write that down now before I forget. So she had the smaller calf, 92, which was letter M. 94. Heifer, letter M. You want to get her out now? Yep. Nice cow, that one. So it's nice. She had a heifer calf. I think she's a 4-year-old. 5-year-old maybe. Come on. That's it. Come on in. Two more. 92. So she had the other heifer calf. Come on into the funnel. Get that one back. Here we go. Come on. So now I'm just going around looking for, what are you? You look like you possibly, no. Just looking for that other cow. Dad said it's a darker coloured one, which narrows it up. We'll draft her out now while we're looking at her. So this cow here thinks she's calving, so we're going to take her back. 266. Oh, I don't know now. We'll take her back. Hey. Don't know. We'll see. Sometimes it takes a while to find them. There's actually not that many cows in here anymore, so we'll pick it up, just go back and forth until we do. We're just looking for a cow that's sunken in. See, these are quite round in the stomach still, so we're looking for something that's a bit sunken in. Usually you can tell there might be a little bit of stuff on its tail, a bit of blood from the afterbirth. And sometimes they spring up, but not always. They're udder. Getting a little bit too much grass in here too, so we need to cut back on it. I don't think you're too far away. This is a nice cow. Can't wait till she calves. I don't think she's too far away. This is her 77. I actually seen her before. So see, just below the ribs there, she's a little bit stoved in, more than say these other cows which are a little bit rounder. Plus she's got a little bit of afterbirth behind her, and she's tucked up, so just her belly there's a little bit higher than say that cow. And an easy way is looking from the back. They're a lot thinner. You see that compared to say something like that. Here we go, you can go now. That's it. Meanie. Up you go. Come on. So now, Dad thinks 2, 3, 4 has had the bull calf, and the other 2 with the horns had the heifer calves. So, don't know which one's which, but I'll have a look on my phone and see what the fathers are. If all 3 of them have different fathers, then I can DNA them, and it's pretty easy to pick up. Probably does make sense that that big bull calf came from the bigger cow, whereas the 2 heifer calves came from those 2 smaller cows. Not always, but most of the time we find that happens. So 2, 3, 4, have a look. By Transpire, it was 77. Banff, 92 was the other one. Lancer. This cow here, 266, which we thought might be calving, and brought her back. We weren't too sure about when we're taking her out, but sort of flicking her tail around like that makes me think that she might not be too far away. I looked her up and it said her expected calving date's tomorrow, so keep an eye on her and see what happens today. I iodine every calf's navel when they come through, just to try and keep bugs out, and I'm going to give these some colostrum now because they haven't had any. Plus some of the heifer calves, they hadn't had any colostrum either, so I'll give them some. I did have a look at the fathers for these 3, and they're all different, which makes it pretty easy. So we're 50% sure which cows these heifers came from. So the easy way to determine that is to DNA test them. Theoretically I only have to DNA test one of them, and the other one will be the other, but I'm going to do both of them because eventually I'd like to get the whole herd DNA'd, but that's a topic for another video. But I'm going to do that, and then I will have some breakfast and we'll check on that cow a little bit later and see how she is going. Nice little heifer calf here, so sort of grab it before afternoon milking. Take the calf and the cow back. I'm sure that cow's going to calve soon too, because I'm just trying to rob this one. 192. Come on. Below you. Come in. Take this cow back and go and check on that other cow we thought might have been calving today. I did check on it just before lunch and it hadn't, so it might have since then. And she's calved. We'll go and have a little look to see what it is. Fresh, very fresh. Nice little heifer calf. It's nice to be right sometimes. But on that note, we'll finish it up here, so we'll see you again next time, guys. Thanks for tuning in.